Testosterone is responsible for male health, vitality, strength, aesthetics, pretty much anything you can think of. It influences your mind and your body so that you can have big muscles and not only be strong, but also have a greater presence within the world. Let's go. Think of it as like a winner's aura. It's kind of like if you're pursuing your goals, think of it as God seeing you doing that and literally putting something in your blood, in your veins. Imagine feeling that coursing in your veins while you're doing your set, while you are pursuing your life. You get that blood rush, you're getting excited, your heart's pounding. That is the God's aura. So that's literally just the gift of your physiology that you've been given. Now, I also want to talk about the actual body types. So we'll first talk about the actual low testosterone body type. Low testosterone body type usually will have skinnier arms. So skinnier arms. And then usually will have lower, your androgen receptors that accept testosterone is in your chest, traps, and shoulders. So they would be smaller because you won't have as much testosterone. So, and by the way, there's also ways to optimize your androgen receptors. I have a video on my YouTube channel, and everybody seemed to like it, so I'm sure you'll like it too. So that's like this video on the screen. So anyways, you might have excessive body fat, and you're gonna be usually skinnier. This leads to the skinny fat ratio. Now, conversely, the other way, the better way, is having high testosterone. High testosterone will give you the V-taper look and actually strong muscular arms and broad shoulders, and you will look aesthetic. But that's not even the best part about it. Really, the true thing that you will definitely feel, the thing that's less superficial that you can strive for beyond aesthetics, is actually feeling strong and capable within your body. Being able to help your loved ones, like, carry something. Help your mom, honestly, just like bring in the groceries if she ever needed your help. All of those things together. High testosterone benefits your body and your mind and your aesthetics, your attraction for women. Every single thing that you can really conceivably think of, I'm sure I could think of a way that testosterone makes it better. So what are my favorite ways to increase testosterone? Well, the reason why testosterone exists is for competition. If you become biologically more competitive, as in not just having the thoughts like, oh, I want to beat this guy or whatever, it's like, if you become more biologically competitive, as in you start to do all of these things I'm about to mention, your testosterone baseline will skyrocket. And you can start with being more competitive by pursuing one goal. Now, you might have many goals, you might have no goals. Truth is, you want to focus on one thing, because the man that becomes most successful, I guarantee you, is like a lion. Does not chase little critters like rats, because they're just not as useful. They chase one big goal that they really deem actually important in their life, and they chase it like the lion chases the antelope. They dedicate the full extent, the full poetry of their being so that they can achieve that goal. And once God sees you going after it, He's gonna put that life force, that vitality in your veins so that you can chase it and you can accomplish it. And this is where you pull out those fucking miracles. Next up is fighting. If you engage in more martial art competitions, I'm not saying like go look in like random guy and go for a fight. I'm not saying that. But if you engage in more controlled fighting competitions, as well as like just things like Muay Thai, things like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's a more competitive environment and you are forced to act your very best if you're fighting. And so really, what happens is that your testosterone gets upregulated through this as well. Flirting with cute girls especially, it can increase your testosterone. And I got a comment the other time I mentioned this. It's like saying, oh, how do you even measure testosterone going higher? Actually, there is an actual study that measured when men spoke to attractive women, their saliva contained 14% higher levels of testosterone than they usually had. So testosterone gets upregulated by 14%, even just like noticeably. That's not even just in your blood. Noticeably, in your saliva, your testosterone gets upregulated by 14%, which is actually phenomenal. Action. Take action, because again, you will not get the testosterone surge if you do not get action. Do not wait for the motivation. The motivation is a result of you going after it, of you pursuing. So if you wait for the motivation, you're never going to actually be able to get the motivation. Because it comes from when you are winning, and you can only start winning if you start pursuing. And while you are pursuing, make sure the biggest thing is you will not feel like you are winning unless you are having fun. If you are having fun, it is infectious. And not only that, other people start to see you having fun. You get more opportunities, and that is where also the magic happens. If you want to pull off a fucking miracle, you have to do all of these things. You have to get the life force, the will from God for you to succeed. You need to show him and all of the others that you are better than the others, that you are getting after it, that you are working hard. You need to show that you actually have the potential to carry the strength, the vitality in your veins. You need to show that you're the kind of man that does not settle for mediocrity, the kind of man that actually pushes his limits, the man that you are called to be, the man that was placed in your heart. Of course, it can feel like a blessing or a curse. The truth is, it's a blessing, because you wouldn't rather have it any other way. You want to be greatness. You want to be greatness because it is a part of you. And once you can truly finally admit that and stop with all the bullshit that everybody has, all the people that are okay with being mediocre, being okay with being average. Once you can get rid of that, you transcend and you go to a higher level, and you start to actually see what all the successful people are talking about. Man, oh my goodness. You know, I'll tell you what, successful people, they are not as different than you as you think, but they just tolerate less bullshit in their life. So I want you to understand that. You can have the Greek god body, you can have the mental clarity, you can have the motivation, you just need to go for it. You need to strive for it. Have one goal, dedicate the very iota of your being. Dedicate yourself to fighting if you want to increase your testosterone, if you want to have that extra boost. Flirt with women. That's such an easy thing. Don't be subhuman, don't script in your head, don't overthink it. Because think about it, high testosterone caveman Grug does not even think about it. He just speaks who he wants to speak to, and if they don't like him, he doesn't care because he's so secure in himself. Stop thinking. Let yourself, and again, this is to do with action. If you stop thinking, then you'll be able to actually take more action. Remember, not everything has to be perfect. You don't have to do perfect action. You just need to do action. And it sometimes might not feel like it's perfect, even though it's actually really great. I'll tell you what, sometimes I'll record a video and I think it's, honestly, while I'm recording it, I'm thinking I could have spoken better. I could have said this better. I could have whatever. It could have been better in some fundamental way. And then I post it. And it ends up being the best video on my channel. It usually just happens like that. You can't anticipate this. Miracles just happen when you dedicate yourself. When you show God, even if he's not there, if you just show whatever universe there is that you are worth it, man, if you show just to yourself that you're worth it, man, it'll come to you. And honestly, there's really nothing else to say for this video. Stop settling for mediocrity. That's all I'm gonna mention. I really want you just take that. How long will you postpone yourself? How long will you say, no, it's my circumstances and not actually me? Yeah, we can't control our circumstances. We can't. It's just the truth. You can't. But you can take responsibility for your circumstances. You can see the circumstance and you're like, sure, I can't change that there, but I can do the very best move on the chessboard. I don't need to make the perfect move because that might not exist. Perfection is a construct. It doesn't exist typically. You just need to make the best move you can think of. Be the man that you are called to be. Take the actions of the man that you are called to be. Because sometimes you might not know, but maybe he would. And so ask yourself, what would he do? Check the link in the description below. That's my full program. We'll all support you. There's a lot of guys in the community, call it optimizers, and we're optimizing our health, vitality, aesthetics, and our strength, everything together so that we can feel like Greek gods and have good presence in the world and actually benefit society. So all of this together, I really recommend you check out Optimizers because it is, honestly, it's a really great community. It's shaping up to be very, very beautiful, very supportive for everybody. So yeah, if you want to have some masculine guidance from just friends that actually understand the kinds of struggles you're going through, and for the men that have actually gone through it and will give you advice, man, I'm telling you, that's the place for you. Like the video, bro.